Hey, what's up guys? Ryan here from ExtremeTerrain, and today I'm here with the DV8 Off-Road Ranger 2-piece hardtop fitting your 2007 to 2018 4-door Wrangler JK. Now, of course, it's going to be for the JK owner looking for that factory-style hardtop to give them some additional peace of mind and, of course, peace and quiet when they're out there and about. Now, this features a 2-piece design, so it's going to give you that front removable panel, and that's going to be great in the summer months when you're trying to pull that off and get that fresh air feel. Now, don't get me wrong, soft tops are great. You can pull those windows off and fold it back. However, they're not the most secure, and of course, they're not the most quiet. Especially for those older soft tops that are stretched out, they can really flap around when you're driving on the highway, and that's going to cause a lot of excess noise. They're not made of very thick material, and you're going to get a lot of that road noise while you're driving around. Now, hardtop is a great upgrade for those of you that do long distance traveling, or for those of you that are running around in colder climates. Now you're going to get peace of mind with a hardtop because it's going to allow you to bring those valuables with you and know that when you lock your vehicle up, all that stuff is going to stay safe and sound inside. Now, options in the aftermarket and on our website are going to come in all shapes and sizes. You can get those fastback tops or that standard typical factory square back. Now, of course, the fastback tops, you're going to lose some cabin space inside, and if you're carrying a lot of cargo inside, that's going to be a huge downfall. Prices are going to range anywhere from a little over $2,000 all the way up to $5,000, and of course, those more expensive options are going to come with some additional features. Some of those features are going to be that rear wiper and rear defrost, and that's a great thing to have, but if you're not looking to spend that much money, maybe you're looking for a quality hardtop that's really not going to kill your wallet, then a 2-piece design with a square back like this is going to be a great option. DV8 offers a great top, and this is going to come at a very affordable price, coming in right around $2,300. Now, as far as design goes, it's going to be made from a hand-laid honeycomb fiberglass design. This is going to make this a very durable unit. Not only that, but it is carpeted inside, and that's going to give you some additional sound deadening, and it's also going to change it up from that factory interior white look. So it's going to be a lot more appealing, and it's going to give you a lot more sound deadening than a factory unit, and of course some of the other options. Now, a couple options you're going to get with this. You are going to get that front removable panel, and it has adjustable latches, so you're going to be able to adjust it for a nice snug fit. And this is designed with leak-free seals, so you know that you're going to keep all of those elements out. Now, just like the factory, with this top, you are going to get that 31% tint. This is the maximum allowable by law, and of course, that's going to give you some privacy, and honestly, it looks a lot better than just a clear window. Now, this whole thing is coated in a satin black finish, and this is a UV coating, which is going to keep it from breaking down over time and keep those harsh summer rays at bay, ensuring that this is going to last you a long time, not fade over time. Now, this is a very easy item to install. Of course, it is a big and heavy item, so you'll want a second set of hands to help you out. But overall, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, as you should be able to get this installed in about an hour just using basic hand tools. Now, overall, if you're looking for a quality top that's not going to break the bank, and of course something that is a factory style, very easy to install, then I think this is a great option to go with, and DV8 even backs it up with a great 3-year warranty. So with that being said, let's show you how to get this installed and what it looks like on the Jeep. Tools we use for this install: 3/8 drive impact, Phillips head screwdriver, 10mm socket, T25 Torx, 1/2-inch socket, 3/8 drive extension, 3/8 drive ratchet, and an 8mm wrench. Alright guys, so before we get started with this installation, of course, as you can see, our Jeep does not have a top on it. We actually had a hard top, and we already pulled that off, so we're actually going to start right with the installation and just hop into that. Of course, I'm not going to be able to show you how to uninstall your soft top. Maybe you have a hard top you're upgrading, or maybe you're ditching that soft top for a hard top. You can check out some of the other videos on our website. That's going to give you a detailed breakdown, of course, how to get that soft top off. Now, with the removal of the soft top, you're going to have a few things. You're going to need to fold that back, a couple arms to take off, tailgate bar retainers, and of course door surrounds. This is all pretty straightforward stuff, and of course, like I said, with those other videos, you're going to be able to get that soft top off in no time. The first thing we're actually going to do is pick the body of our hardtop up. The largest piece is going to come with this kit. That's going to cover this whole back section, and we're going to set that on. Now, this is a very heavy and awkward item, so I would recommend a second set of hands. And that is exactly what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go grab another person, someone to help me out. We're going to pick this up, set it on the Jeep, and get started. All right guys, so obviously the first thing we're going to do, we're going to crawl into the back of our Jeep, and we're going to install some of this hardware. There's going to be 6 mounting points back here in the back of the Jeep, and there's going to be 3 per side. Now, as far as hardware goes, we're going to get these bolts. Each bolt is going to get a flat washer, and you're going to have these little threaded plates. Now, these threaded plates, they do have a ridge, and the way these are going to install, they're going to install underneath the lip of the tub. We're actually going to screw these bolts down through the hardtop, through the tub edge into these. So I'm going to go ahead around and just get all these installed, and then we'll work on getting the bolts up front. Like I said, You're gonna take this nut plate, you're gonna have this little raised edge right here. You're just gonna slide it right into here in this little notch they have cut out. Now, of course, if these holes don't line up, you can just shift your hardtop around and of course, if these holes don't line up for you, you can always just shift your hardtop around, make them line up, get that hardware installed. So we'll just follow around, we'll go to that opposite side and get the rest of that hardware installed. Now another thing is, if it doesn't line up from side to side, you might have to have someone go on the outside and just push that hardtop in a little bit. And that's gonna bring this edge in so it lines up with the tub. So we're gonna leave all this hardware loose. We're gonna go up top at the front and get those other 2 bolts installed. So like I said, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come up front here, just like the factory hardtop. You're gonna have 2 spots, one on each side up here that a bolt is gonna go through. Of course, that's gonna hold this long hardtop down to the body of the Jeep. As you can see, this bolt hole is a little off, so you might wanna get someone to go back there, push the hardtop from the back. Now, of course, that's gonna help you line that hole up. I don't have that convenience, so I'm gonna just use a 1/2-inch socket on this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get this bolted. Same thing goes for the other side. You might want to get someone on the back to push this thing forward. We'll go ahead and get this bolt installed. So while we're up here at the front, we're going to do another thing that we have to do to get this installed. Now, your factory top is going to attach to these little bars right here on your windshield header panel. However, we have to install these slightly smaller options that they give us. So we're going to take a T25 Torx on an extension, pull this one off and put this new one back in with those factory bolts. So now that we have this one done, we'll go over to the other side and do that same exact thing. So the next thing we're gonna do is stick our Freedom panel on. We're gonna drop that on. So before we do that, what you wanna do is finish tightening these bolts up here, the 2 bolts that we have. You're gonna take a 1/2-inch socket and we're just gonna finish tightening those on both sides. So we're gonna take our Freedom panel. What I'm gonna do, I got someone inside of the vehicle. I'm just gonna lower this down. That way they can grab onto that. You're definitely gonna want 2 people. And all we're gonna do is just lower this down and situate it on top of our Jeep Wrangler. So after you get that Freedom panel on, the next thing we're gonna do is latch it down. You're gonna have 4 latches total, pretty much 1 in each corner. The way these latches work, as you can see, I have one set up. Now these are adjustable. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip that up. You can loosen this or tighten this up. You also have a jam nut here. Basically what we wanna do, we wanna get this tight enough to compress the seals up top, but we don't wanna over tighten this because you will rip these screws out of the fiberglass. That's something that we don't wanna do. So what you wanna do is get these adjusted where you want them. That way they're gonna pull it nice and snug, but they're not gonna pull too hard. And after you do that, what you're gonna do is just run this jam nut up. You'll take an 8mm wrench, and then you can tighten that down. That's gonna lock that in place. That way they don't spin on you, and then just latch that all the way down. So we're gonna go around, we're gonna get all 4 of those done, and then we'll move on to our next step. So same thing, we're gonna go up to the front. As you can see, we need to lengthen this just a little bit. So we're going to unscrew this, unthread it just a little bit, and then we'll recheck it. Now you wanna make sure that this Freedom panel is situated properly on the front and on the back. It's pretty much gonna drop right in place. But you wanna make sure that it is not crooked or anything like that when you go to tighten this down. And that way you won't have any water leaks. Now, of course, you wanna water test it after you get this thing on. You wanna make sure that it is waterproof, and you can always unlatch it, adjust it a little bit if you do have any minor leaks, and that's gonna keep it from raining water down inside of your Jeep. So it looks like we got that one pretty tight, so we're gonna run that jam nut up. And we'll take our 8mm, we'll tighten that in place. And then we'll latch that all the way down. We'll move on to our next latch. So that one seems to be pretty good. We're gonna run that jam nut up. Now, of course, once these seals wear in a little bit, you might have to tighten up these latches just to get that little extra play out of there. Get that one done, then we'll do that last front one. All right, so the last thing we have to do before we get this rear glass in, of course, is going to be to tighten up these 6 bolts that we installed in the back of our Jeep. You're going to use that same 1/2-inch socket. We're going to go around and tighten all these up. Now, you do want to tighten them up. You want to make them pretty tight. Obviously, you don't want to leave them loose, and you want to bridge this gap right here. You don't want to tighten them up too much. I want to make sure that we don't over-tighten them. That way, we don't crack the fiberglass or mess this thing up. Now we'll venture over to the other side and get these last 3 tightened up. So the last thing we have to do, of course, is attach our rear glass. Now this has pre-built-in hinges. They're already staged, and we have holes pre-drilled in our hardtop. We have plenty of hardware to attach these, and of course we need to click on these gas struts. So what you want to do, since this is a piece of glass and it's a large item, you want to grab a friend. That way they can hold the other side while you pass all this hardware through. So I have my friend here. He's going to hold the other side. We're going to get this in place. Then we're going to get this hardware started. Then we're going to go on the inside and get our washers and nuts installed. All right, so we did get all of these screws in. They are pretty tough to get in, so what you can do is take a screwdriver, Phillips head, or you can put a Phillips head on a drill. What you can do is just run those in. Once you get those in, what you can do is take the tailgate and close it, and that's actually gonna hold that glass in place. Now, someone's gonna need to stand on the outside with a Phillips head. They're gonna need to hold those screws through. I'm gonna go on the inside. I'm gonna put the washers and the nuts on, then I'm gonna use a 10mm to tighten it up. I got a guy on the outside. He's gonna hold these bolts still while I get the rest of this hardware installed. Like I said, they're gonna get a flat washer and then a nut, each one of them, all 3, on both sides, 6 total. Now these nuts are gonna feel like they're not gonna thread on, and that's just because they have sort of a locking grip to them. That way when you tighten them up, they're not gonna back themselves off. You're not gonna lose your rear piece of glass. So I got all of this side installed. What I'm gonna do is take my 10mm on an impact, because it is really exhausting to do it with a ratchet. And we're gonna start tightening these up. All right, so the last thing we have to do, of course, is to attach those struts. We crawled out of the back of the Jeep. What we're gonna do, we're gonna lift this glass up. All we're gonna do is just click them on. They're gonna click on real nice, and there's already brackets attached to our hardtop. However, that is gonna wrap it up for my review and install. For more videos and products like this, check us out at ExtremeTerrain.com.